Hello. I've come to share a digital kit with you and do a little bit of work using the digital kit. So I'm going to give you a very quick background. Jackie Chimes contacted me, hi Jackie, after I created my random numbers digital label kit and also my definitions nature kit label kit. And Jackie said, could you create something with kind of specimen Latin plant names on it for labels? Now, I asked Jackie if these were the kind of things she was after, because I created these particular labels for the notebook kits that I made. And what I want to say in terms of me making these particular labels and this kit is I made them. They're not genuine. They would not hold up at all. I have taken elements from all over the place and put together things that look genuine, but they're not. And anybody who really knows their specimen labels will know they are just made to look pretty for your journals and tags and things like that. But I did do an awful lot of research to make sure I made something that did look genuine. So I just wanted to say that. Now, this particular sheet is of the labels that I've created. There are a couple of things that are kind of more tag related, but they're all made to look like things you might have on a sheet in a field notebook if you've gone out and recorded things, or if they are in a museum, or if they are in an exhibit. And I've called this exhibit Botanical Specimen Ephemera. So this is the label kit, and I've got to say this was probably, in terms of this just being one sheet, this is probably the most work I've ever put into one sheet of digital kit. And I'm glad I did, because I love it. I'm really happy with it. I think it's one of my favourite kits, to be fair, that I've ever done. This sheet again, I've made some specimen envelopes, which, to be perfectly honest, are really just either folded up pieces of glassine paper or normal paper with specimens in and then labels on and writing on. There aren't really specimen envelopes as such. Certainly they don't look like this. So I've created this rather grungy looking one, and there's a small one. I've also created 4 blank labels for you to fill in with whatever information you want. So there's obviously these labels are on top of those other ones. Again, there are lots of societies. So none of the societies that are in my labels are real. They're all made up. This particular page they're more specimen labels, very fake. I've made these in a kind of seed packet shape and style. So again, they certainly wouldn't hold up to real scrutiny, but they do look good. I think they do anyway. I've made this fake ticket for a botanical exhibition. There are 4 more sample labels here and a little tape measure, and there's 2 pieces in different colours of a kind of washi tape or belly band kind of ephemera. And these are what we're going to work with today. I wanted to create some specimen slides. I wanted them tag size, so obviously these are tag size, and they are not tiny slides, which would probably be around that size. Now, I wanted them to look like real slides. I know we've all done the pretty ones and things like that, which I do love, but I wanted these to look fairly genuine. They're not, of course. The words are real, don't get me wrong, the words are real. The plant or plant type or tree type or fern type are genuine. They're real words. I haven't made words up for the kit. But there are 4 slides made into tag size. You could obviously make these smaller by printing more than one on a page. And there are a page of specimens. Now, what you need to do if you're using these together is just make sure they're printed at exactly the same percentage. So I've printed these at 100%, which means this is a 2 by 2 inch square and that is a 2 by 2 inch square. So as long as they're the same size, this will all work nicely. So we're going to use these to start with. Let me just put those over there. I've already printed another set and cut them out, and I've printed onto a heavy weight matte photo paper, and it's Epson what I use, because I use an Epson printer. There's always lots of questions about printing on different things, and you will always get a much better finish if you print on paper that is designed for your printer, unless you are using a speciality paper. So for example, I would use maybe a Fuji archival paper if I'm printing some photographs that I want to last a very, very, very long time. But you know, you need to think about your paper as well as your printer settings. If you're printing onto a porous paper or a cardstock, you're going to get a bleed. You're not going to get a nice crisp finish. There are lots of videos out there on printing. Artie Mays does an amazing one. Okay, so I've got these tags, and the first thing I'm going to do is, these are some of the specimens that I have already cut out and inked. Let me just grab my... Oh, this is my Cosmic Shimmer glue in my art glitter glue bottle, because I like the end on this one. Sorry, I should have prepared a little bit better. Okay, so very, very simple. This is the easiest way to use this particular kit, and it is to cut them out, cut out the specimen, and just glue that into place however you would like to have it, like so. And it just so happens that I've used exactly the same slide actually and ferns, so that, although this is the flora one, so this is actually for plants, flowers, one of them is for ferns. Okay, so that is the easiest way to create your tag. Okay, the next way to, in the same way, what I've done here is cut out a piece of book page, which is 2 by 2, and used that, so you can mix up your images. You do not have to use the specimens that come with the tag. And the next thing, where's that one gone? Here it is you could cut out the middle of your slide, and you could make a back, put some transparency behind it, or you could, let me find something, a bit of empty book page, you could make it into a pocket and your tag could slide in and out. I'm not going to show you how I do it, but what I do is, I'm terrible at cutting a straight line with my X-Acto knife. So what I do is I cut from the corners, make a little flap, and I fold it over and just glue that down. So then I get a really nice, crisp, straight line. When I'm inking, I come from underneath, so I don't get ink over the edges, you know, if that's not what you want. So that's how you could also use these slides. And the final thing is, there is a blank one. Okay, so I'm gonna first of all just very quickly use this blank slide, and I'm gonna use, should I use the, yeah, I'm gonna use the book, no, I'm gonna make one completely from scratch. So I'm gonna use one of the slides that come with the kit, but I'm gonna glue my specimen into place, deciding which way up I'd like it. Okay, and I'm going to use, I'm going to use a label from my notebook kit, the notebook, and I think this is from The Botanist, and it's in the ephemera. I will link down below to my Etsy. Oh, I've got a little, I think I just messed that up a little bit. I'm going to put this in the top there, and then in the bottom I'm going to find one of my faux number kits, faux number labels. What's this one? No, that's from, okay, right, I've got this number, and what else could I use for this one? Yeah, I think I might just use, no, hang on a moment. Right, no, that's already got that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this one. Should I ink it? Yeah, I should ink it. I should ink it. I'm very out of practice. I'm not going to go into details about why I haven't been filming, but it's always so difficult getting back into it, and I'm never going to tell you that I'm going to be back soon with video. I've decided, because I'm never back soon with video. I'm not. I need to stop lying to myself, because you kind of say these things and then something comes up, and you know, sometimes you can't do what you say you're going to do, and I always feel really bad, and then I get really worried about it, and then you think, oh, I can't do a video because I haven't done one for so long. And you just have to do it if you can, and don't do it if you can't. I think that's my advice to myself. Do it if you can, and don't if you can't. Okay, so all I've done is, because I've got a label at the top and the bottom, I've just cut the label edge off this particular one, and I'm going to stick that there. N is kind of like a reference number, and I'm just going to put NST56791. Completely made up. Name, I'm just going to squiggle. And location, I'm going to put UK. So that is the blank label that I've just kind of used other kits to make it different. So this one is now not going to look the same as that one, and that's not going to look the same as that one. So, you know, there's still some variety there. Now, I know not everybody wants to buy this kit. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is, this particular piece of cardstock is 2.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and that's the size of these if you print them at 100%. And I have bits and pieces that I'm just going to put together to make a fake specimen label. This is one that I did just to make sure it would kind of work. So again, it looks real, much bigger than a real one, but it looks good. But it's just completely fake. So what I'm going to do is, I've just cut this 2.5 centimeters wide, as I did this 2.5 centimeters wide, and I'm just going to cut a piece of that, because the lines always go well. This is some fantastic tea dyed paper that I got from my good friend Chantel from Red Page Cafe. Hi Chantel, thank you so much for this paper. You do know that I really dislike tea dyeing. Now, I would never use this piece of ephemera. Most of you will know why. But as you can see, there's a really nice signature down there, and there's a really nice date up here. So I'm going to cut those out. Basically, you just want swirly swirly writing. Okay, so that's, yeah, not perfect cutting, but you get the idea. You get the idea. Okay, just going to cut there. Okay, so that's quite big actually, isn't it? A lot bigger than I thought. Let's get rid of this. And we'll just trim that down a little bit more. Still working things out. Might not use all of this. Also got these kind of things, and you know, you could, this says end of something. A lot of this you can't read, which you actually don't have to. Again, really nice date up there. Now what I do have is I have this little piece that says length 4 to 6 millimeters, range Eastern US and for Canada. And that came from a page that I got from the lovely Jess. Thanks, Jess. So I have these bits to kind of use. And again, not genuine. Nothing is, it's obviously genuine to the life of beetles, but nothing to do with plants, but it just kind of works. And I have this receipt here, which I've already used bits of in the previous tag, which is here. Okay, so I think this bit and the name came from these. Now what I wanted to do was, up here it says M and there is a reference number, and then on this handwritten piece the reference number is there again. I don't know if you can see, but quite often on the original kind of sample things you will get the same reference number at the top and the bottom. So I really liked that these matched, so I'm going to cut those down. I'm trying to keep this video short. Okay, so we've got the same reference number twice. Once is handwritten and once is typed. And now I'm just going to try and put this together in a kind of, I'm going to use my image. That's going to go in. I think I'm going to go for, let's see if I can find a smaller pair of scissors. Oh, they're here. So I'm going to just cut this out a little bit smaller still. Okay, and do a little bit of inking. Not fabulous inking. I should probably ink this too. I just wanted you to be able to kind of give you some ideas how you could create something like this without buying a kit, but for it to look fairly genuine. I think actually what I'm going to do is put these ones up here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put those up there, and I'm going to, sorry Canada, but I'm just going to remove that so it's just making it a little bit small. There we go. So, you know, I do know that, you know, not everybody likes using kits, and sometimes I like to make things myself, so I wanted to give you some ideas if you wanted to make some yourself without them being printed kits. Okay, I'm gonna ink this too, and then we'll have the picture. This definitely needs some inking because it's a bit too white, isn't it? Although the image is very white too, but then to be fair, that would probably be on transparent, it'd be on glass, wouldn't it? Now these are the nature definition labels. What's that one? That's for forest. And like I said, these are not really gonna hold. Oh, what have we got? Seed and grass. It's neither a seed nor a grass, but I think I might use one of those. Let's try and cut this down a little bit more. I think we can actually get rid of that. That doesn't need to be there. And we could probably get rid of that first initial. That doesn't need to be there. This. That can go. And try and ink this teeny tiny reference number. Okay. Oh, I actually really, I was going to try and make this from scratch, but I am actually going to use this sample because I just think it looks much better. There we go. Right, so I'm going to glue this together, and I will speed it up while I'm doing it, so you don't have to listen to me or watch me be repetitive. Okay, so that is now done, and of course I have used a label here, but you could use any label. You could use any other scrap of paper with writing on, or even another piece of coffee dyed paper. So that is, where's the other one? That's the, here we go. So those two, I think, I really like them. I do. I really like them. And I really like the, you know, the straightforward ones too. So there you go. There's the kit if you wish to use a kit, and also you've got some ideas there to make some if you wanted to make them from scratch. There we go. So they're all done. I really hope that you like them. I hope you'll give them a go, whether you try straightforward printing and cutting and sticking, or whether you have a go at making some kind of collage ones. I mean, like I said, you can make these completely without a digital kit if you wanted to. There's lots of ways you could go about that, and also you can, you know, use this more like a slide too. So I will be back soon. No, I'm not saying that anymore. I will be back at some point. I look forward to seeing you all again. Thanks for bearing with me, and I will say goodbye. Bye.